Hey guys, and welcome back to more Let's Play Star Ocean, the second story, with me, your host, Rabbit. I am sure the very first thing that you are thinking is, what in the hell are we doing at the battle arena all the way back on Energy Need? Well, I wanted to come back here so that I could visit the secret gallery and pick up an item called the Magical Rasp, because I did do a little bit of blacksmithing in order to create a few more superior equipment items for my party members. I don't want to devote too much time to talking about all of that in this episode, so I'm going to wait until the next one when we are continuing going through the Cave of Trials before I talk about the items that I made and what you need the Magical Rasp for and what you do not need the Magical Rasp for. So what I want to focus on for this episode is us going through the survival battle mode, because we are going to be able to acquire the third of the item dropping accessories, with the first two being the Mischief as well as the Trickster. But unlike the Mischief and the Trickster, you cannot get this one through pickpocketing or finding it randomly in a treasure chest. You have to get it by completing one of the competition or tournament modes here. So I'm going to show you guys how to get through this, or how I'm going to be getting through this, and I will let you see the reward. It is called the Fortune. It's not that important and it's not that necessary, but it's still one of those little secret side things that I still wanted to go ahead and share with you all. But before we go ahead and get to that, I do want to show you what level I am at. Opera is the one who I'm going to be using for the survival battle, because you can only bring one party member, and it's basically what it sounds like, where you are going to be in a one-on-one combat situation and you have to survive 50 opponents. So it's pretty cool. It can go a little bit more smoothly than not, depending on your level. I think 104 should be okay. Opera is going to be getting solo XP as she goes through this, so I think we should be fine. But as a little aside that also doesn't really have anything to do with what we're about to undertake, I did want to share with you guys a little bit of a quicker method if you're wanting to gain some levels before you do undertake this. Make sure you're utilizing practice in your spare time or when you're actively trying to grind, because as the description says, it is a specialty command that increases your XP by going through combat with lowered abilities. The succinct and, I guess, simple way of putting it is it nerfs your abilities when you're facing opponents in exchange for more XP. What you gotta do is you just gotta click on it, come in here, and make sure you activate practice, and then there you go, you've nerfed Opera, and she should get more XP for facing off against the same monsters. But obviously it's going to make it a little bit more challenging, so make sure you know what you're about to deal with, or save before you try to go through the entire Cave of Trials like this. Also want to highlight that just because you activate practice for one person does not mean that your other party members do have it activated. You have to manually activate it for each individual, so don't forget to do that. And don't forget to take it off if you don't want to possibly die when facing someone who's going to be a little bit tough. So anyway, I want it off for what I'm going to be doing. Also, as one little extra tip, because I don't think I have mentioned this to you guys, if you're wanting faster levels, and I don't really do this until later on when leveling up becomes a bit more of a challenge and a bit more tedious, you can utilize extension cards, which are magical cards that possess a mysterious power to enlighten and give you double your XP. You're probably wondering, well, how in the hell can you get these? Obviously, this is not something you can buy. What I like to do is use the reproduction ability here. You're going to want to use Ririka, which can be made via machinery, and basically it's just an advanced version of the magical camera, which significantly increases your chances of successfully reproducing an item. As you can see, Claude is at level 5, so you don't even have to max this out. You can put your skill points into something else as long as you have the Ririka, and all you're going to do is basically exchange the magical film, which is an easily acquirable item. You can buy it at almost any tool shop on both Energy Need and Expel, and then you're just going to come down here, whoops, there we go, to the extension card, execute, and bam. You don't even have to play Hail the Goddess most of the time. And there we go, we've got an extension card. So just cap it out, get 20 of them, go in the Cave of Trials when you run out, or try not to run out. I think it's best to leave at least one, obviously, because you're going to want to reproduce it. So once you get down to your last extension card, just leave, go buy more magical film, make your 20, restock on your magical film, so that way you have the extra to just reproduce them while you're in the Cave of Trials or wherever you are, and you should be set to go. So there you go. That's how I get faster levels when I'm grinding. Again, I don't really utilize the extension cards too much right now. I wait until I'm probably more around like 150 to 180 before I worry too much about it, because at this point, you level okay, and I think it's better to just go ahead and wait, but it doesn't really fucking matter, honestly. So do what you need to do to get where you need to be. And alright, 5 minutes is plenty of time to spend on this intro. Like I said, I will talk a little bit more about the magical rasp and some of the things that I did craft when we come back together in our next episode and tackle level 4 of the Cave of Trials. So let's go ahead and get started with Survival Battle. We're not going to worry about reading any of these descriptions. We're just going to pay our meager 2,000 full. We have more than enough money. We're going to sign up for the Survival Battle, and we will enlist Opera for it. So yes, this is okay. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, if I die at any point, which shouldn't happen, but it's still possible, don't worry, I will not make you rewatch me going through the same fights or the same opponents. What I'll do is just bring you back to the one that killed me once I have successfully defeated it, or I guess at the start of that battle. So anyway, the announcer says, the challenger has finally appeared, marking its 100 millionth year this year. The Fun City Fighting Tournament has completely changed its rules and techniques to be suitable for its 100 millionth anniversary tournament. Holy shit. What a verbose and wordy opening. The announcer continues, the rule format for this match is Survival Battle, a one-on-one elimination match. Will he be able to best 50 opponents? Kind of weird. Opera is a she, so I don't know why they said he, but that's okay. Claude says, good luck. Good luck also, says Rena. Celine chimes in, don't lose, darling. Don't lose, says Bowman. Good luck also, says Leon. And Ernest is going to be a D-bag and not at all supportive for my significant other and say it wouldn't be a problem if I would have entered. Thanks, you D-bag. And Noelle ends with saying good luck. So the rest of our party members are a bit more supportive. And now the announcer's saying, let's get started. Here's match number 1. Okay, so these first few fights are going to be easy. All you gotta do is just run up to them and whack them down. So I'm gonna save my mana, although it doesn't really matter this early because I am going to regen a little bit at the end of each fight, but you are given limited resources in between each fight, or I guess you should say for this whole tournament, actually. Let me go ahead and show you. Oops, I don't know why I sometimes rotate the wrong way. So as you can see, we do not have all of our regular items. We are given a specific supply of things. So you can kind of come through and look at what is available to you. I typically don't use most of these. I mean, some of these things are okay to use, like obviously I'm going to make use of the blackberries, and we may use the blueberries, probably not, since I have Healing Star, and right now it's healing for almost 5,000 HP per cast, so we've got it looking pretty good, and we do have a couple of syrups here, so yeah, I'll just want to make sure that I go back through this. Oops. Only have one person to select. I will make sure I want to go back through this as we're getting towards the more challenging opponents. And some of them are little shits. Let me just warn you guys. The early ones are straightforward. Run up to them, hit them, they die. But some of them, like, you have to wait before you can hit them because they do their weird invulnerable bullshit, and it just can make some of the fights last a really long time. And sometimes you get peeped, and in that way you die. It's not necessarily that you're too weak, but just that you get stunned for a long time. So, you know, more levels before tackling this will obviously be better. But being beyond like level 120, 130 is overkill. Although I think I'm typically closer to that when I come back here and do this, because as I already noted, I think I already noted anyway, I'll say it again if I haven't said it already, I tend to wait until I'm closer to halfway through the Cave of Trials before coming and doing this. But I wanted to do a little bit of blacksmithing, and a few of the things that I wanted to create required the magical rasp, which I needed to grab from the fake gallery. So since I was already taking the time to make the trip back here to Energy Need, I figured, what the hell, we'll go ahead and just knock this out right now. So this episode may be a bit longer, and I probably should have said this in my intro, but obviously, if you are not interested in seeing me get the fortune because it's just an advanced version of the Trickster, then just go ahead and skip on to our next video, because in our next episode, I will talk a bit about the things that I created, as well as the magical rasp, and then we'll continue with our crawling through the Cave of Trials. Sometimes it's nice to take a break though, right? I mean, the Cave of Trials, it's interesting, but it can get a bit boring if you're doing the same thing over and over again. You're just dungeon crawling. So I like to switch things up, personally.
They're worthless.
But yeah, these first few fights are not going to be anything crazy. So I guess I could take this moment to update you guys on how things are going with me. I actually don't have too much to share. I did make a Facebook announcement 3 days ago, I think, maybe 4 days ago, where I was explaining why I was kind of gone for almost a week. As you guys know, I was out of town 2 weekends ago now for a health conference, but I ended up taking a couple days off after that because
Is this it?
I had a few things going on in terms of our apartment hunting, and then Andrew and I just had some other things going on. Not anything major, and none of it was bad, but just, little shit that you have to deal with being an adult, which sucks. Sometimes I wish I was 10 years old and in my bedroom playing video games or coloring or doing whatever the hell I want to do. But, that's life. You got to grow up at some point, right? So we were tackling some more of our apartment shit. And I think I mentioned this 2 episodes ago as well, that Andrew and I did secure a property, and we're very happy with it. I actually couldn't be more pleased with the place that we have now. It's kind of interesting to describe because we're renting from an individual, which was a huge goal of mine. I've also noted that this part of Colorado has a lot of bullshit in terms of the job situation as well as the housing market. Just a lot of corruption in terms of property managers being greedy assholes, and it's one of those places where you're going to deal with a lot of bullshit and you're going to pay way more than you should for a decent property. And I'm not about that life. I think it's way too expensive. It's not worth it. The town that I'm in particular is way overrated. I don't know why people are willing to go into poverty trying to be here. I have seen that a lot, even when you look on city data forums where people are saying, I recently moved here and I'm having a hard time, or I want to move there but I can't afford it. What's a way that I can kind of ease my way in? It's just a shit show living here. And I know there are other places that are bad and or worse, but for a relatively is what I was trying to say, a relatively simple area, I don't think it's worth the price at all. I hate this part of Colorado, but I can see why some people like it. Anyway, there's a lot of corruption and bullshit going on with property managers, so I wanted very much to rent from an individual, either a house that they own or a segment of their house, because some people actually have split their homes up to where they've turned the upstairs and the downstairs into 2 different sections, or the base floor and then the basement level into 2 different homes or 2 different apartments. So that was kind of what I was looking for, and we were successful in procuring that. And I couldn't be more in love with the individual that we're going to be renting from. She actually has a PhD in psychology, and what was interesting was when we met up with her, it was an instant click. She herself obviously is a scholar, and when we met with her, she didn't even do a background check or ask us too much information about our rental history. Instead, she was like, all right, I see you have a master's, and then you, referring to my husband, you're working on your master's. I have a PhD. Let's just talk adults to adults and get to know each other, and I'll see if you're a fit. And we had so much fun. She talked about her work and her research history. I talked about my work and my research history, and my husband talked about what he's doing for his research right now and his work goals. So it was amazing, and I can't even believe we were so lucky to meet her. The house is beautiful. She is just a lovely soul, you guys. She's divorced. Her kids are grown. She's a grandma, basically. And she was tired of living alone, I guess. So she actually converted her house into an interesting setup. Basically, she has an upstairs and a downstairs. Her upstairs is her private practice. So, like I said, she has her PhD in psychology. So she works as a counselor and private psychologist. So people come to her house for counseling, and it's so cool how her level is set up. So she has her practice as well as her own room and kitchen and all that shit there. And then she has a back add-on. Oh God, we're gonna be dealing with this bullshit. Let me hope for a flip. That might be the best way. God, die. All right, before I tell the story, let me focus on killing this guy. These are definitely the biggest pains in the ass. So I may be a little bit quiet here. Please, yes, that's what I needed, a flip. Okay, cool. So anyway, she has an extra little back section that she converted into, I believe it's a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, and a dental hygienist, I think. I can't remember if the girl that lives there is a dental hygienist, actually. I think that's what she is, but, I mean, I don't know. I didn't meet her, although I'm sure Andrew and I will get to know her as we're living on the property as well. So there's that, and then she has her downstairs section that is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, and that also is a separate, I guess, apartment, if you will, and it is to die for. It's so amazing. It's spacious. It's beautiful. It has great lighting, and that's not even it. The rate that she's asking for, the price that she's asking for, is amazingly competitive because, as I already noted, the housing market here is a shit show. You are looking at like a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom in a scuzzy apartment complex being like $800, maybe $900, and a nice 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom can be like $1,200. It's fucking stupid, you guys, especially because this isn't even Denver, and as I already noted, this should be more like a college town. It's just really preposterous, and I've lived in a lot of cities for a lot of different reasons. I've traveled a lot throughout the U.S., especially for work. The housing market here is stupid, and there's really no justification for it other than people are greedy and this place is fucking overrated. So I know I sound salty, but that's my opinion. If you love it here, you know, that's great. I know this is a very wonderful place to raise a family, and the school here is okay. It's not the most competitive university. They have some really good graduate programs, but I would never pay to live here and attend this school. Like, I would not personally. But anyway, I digress. So the rate that she's asking is very competitive for everything that we get. It's out of this world for everything that we're getting, actually. The yard is lovely. It's in the middle of town, which is great because it's only a 15-minute bike ride for my husband to reach the university campus for his work and to finish up his final year of his master's. Yet at the same time, it has a very countryside feel to it. Basically, it's on this big stretch of land, so there are deer that walk by. We can garden if we want to. It's just so tranquil, so quiet, so peaceful. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I may actually do a house, I guess I should say apartment/yard tour when we move in. It just kind of depends on everything else that I have going on and if there is a great interest in it. But the lot is beautiful, and Andrew and I fell in love, especially when she said, if you guys want a fucking garden, go crazy. She's like, I'm a crotchety old woman. I don't give a shit. I'm just working and having a good time, enjoying my life. Now that my kids are grown, I'm loving being a grandma, working from home. And I'm like, you go, girl. Like, that is the dream. I mean, obviously, I don't think she's thrilled about being divorced, but hell, she picked up the pieces and is making her life happen, so mad props to her. Like I said, I just adore her. She's so great. And we spoke for 3 hours when we met her, you guys. Like, that's how long we were just shooting the shit with her. We established a connection instantly. Like, I cannot believe we actually got it as easily as we did, because especially for properties like that, you have to do, like, the whole background check. They ask for all this proof of all this bullshit. It's crazy, because when I was living in Arkansas doing my master's and even my undergraduate in Kansas, like I said, I've traveled a lot and I've lived in a lot of places. They ask for a couple of things here and there, but living here, they ask for a fuck ton of shit. It almost makes you feel like you're a criminal, all the shit they want to know about you. I remember when we first moved here, we had some places that were wanting our transcripts and letters of recommendation. I was like, for an apartment, I can see you asking for a pay stub, like proof of a job. I can also understand some places wanting, like, your previous property manager or your previous landlord's phone number. I can even understand maybe them asking for just, I don't know, maybe like some sort of statement that you have renter's insurance, just so that they don't feel like you're going to be able to pigeonhole them into paying up if your house gets broken into. I don't know. Like, I can just see why they'd want to take some necessary precautions, but I laughed my ass off when one place was like, we're going to need your university transcript and all this other bullshit. And I was like, you can go suck a bag of dicks. That is none of your fucking business. Not that I mind. I mean, I had a 4.0 when I did my master's, and I was a triple major during my undergrad, and I had a 3.96 GPA for that. So I have nothing to hide. Like, I have a clean history. I've never had any issues with the law. I've never had even a fucking parking ticket. Like, my background, you guys, is spotless. But it's still, I think, it's a violation of privacy for them to ask for some of the shit they were requesting. I don't know. Maybe that seems like I'm being too sensitive, and maybe that's the norm in some places, but I personally find it an invasion of privacy because it's not at all pertinent to you renting the place for them to know where you went to school and to have your transcript. Like, what if you didn't go to school? What if you, like, ran your own business? Like, what are they going to ask for then? A pay stub to prove that you can pay your rent and proof of a clean rental history should be enough. And obviously, I mean, they'll want to have, like, your social security to run a background check. Those things are standard, but anything else, I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable with it. So I was very taken aback by the fact that she didn't want any of that bullshit. She was just like, let's talk. And 3 hours later, we were all besties, to put it casually. And I actually have emailed her twice since then, and I've talked to her more about my research and my life, and she's just been amazing. I don't know. I almost feel like it's too good to be true because one of the other properties that we were negotiating on that Andrew actually wanted more than this one because it was going to be only a 10-minute bike ride as opposed to this one being more like a 15-minute one. The landlord was super scuzzy and did a lot of bullshit to us, not necessarily just to us. I guess the long story short with that is he had two segments of a house for sale. He also had, it was a base level and then a basement. And we met up with him and I guess you could say interviewed for the basement section because it was going to be much cheaper. And we didn't get it, which is fine. But he actually called us back, okay? And he was like, oh my gosh, Rabbit, I really liked you so much. Like, you're such a great person. I loved you and your husband. You guys have the cleanest background I've seen. You both are a great couple, and you have a clean renter's history. I want you guys to be my tenants. You're like the best of the best. But I really felt for the girl that I gave the downstairs to, or I gave the 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom to. I guess, this still kind of baffles me that he was sharing all this with us, but he was basically like, I just felt so sorry for her. I mean, she's single. Her boyfriend just broke up with her. She just really needed a place to stay. And I was just thinking, okay, we've all got our sob stories. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I feel for her. It sucks. You know, your boyfriend broke up with you and you need a new place to live. But, bitch, we need a place to live too. That's why we're looking at this apartment. And we didn't give him that bullshit, you know. We were just real and frank, and we were professional when we met with him. So I was kind of annoyed that he was like, oh yeah, I gave it to her because I felt sorry for her. But, you know, whatever. She got it. She was the winner of that. But he fucking called us back and was like, I really want you guys to be my tenants. So what I think I want to do is the girl that was living in the upstairs, I guess he was having some issues with her. So he said, I'm going to make that one available. Would you be interested in living there? It might be a little bit more expensive, but it's arguably nicer. I'll even let you come out and check out the place and the space to make sure you actually like it. And of course, I was thrilled about that. I was like, you know, we're willing to pay a little bit more if it is much nicer, and we would love to look at it. I mean, why not, right? Like, it doesn't fucking hurt anything. This motherfucker, we get out there to look at the property, and there's another couple there. And so it's fucking awkward, right? What he basically did was he had contacted another couple too that he liked and told them the same shit. And then we all were there, and he was kind of like, oh, oops, I forgot to mention that I liked 2 of you equally, so I kind of want you guys to tell me why I should give you this space. I was like, motherfucker, does this look like a game show to you? You fucking be a man and pick who you want to live here. It was so awkward and so uncomfortable, and I don't know, maybe that's normal for some people, but Andrew and I looked at each other and we were like, who the fuck are you? Who does this? You fucking call us, tell us you're going to rent us a property, but then simultaneously say the same shit to another couple, but don't inform each parties that you did this, and then we show up and all of us are just kind of awkwardly staring at each other like, okay, so are we going to have to fucking mud wrestle or duke it out? Like, what are you wanting out of this? Anyway, it was really weird, really scuzzy, and basically, I'm pretty sure I offended him because I was very frank. I don't know, that's one thing about me, and it may have something to do with my line of work, you know, being in public health and being a researcher. You deal with a lot of people and a lot of differing opinions, some that are backed by fact, but others that are just opinions, and people feel so strongly about those opinions that sometimes you just get over listening to bullshit. And I'm a very frank individual. I am what I am, and I always tell people, you know, what you see is what you get. There are no secrets with me. You know, someone asks me a question, I answer you honestly. So if you want to fucking know about, I don't know, my past, I'll fucking tell you. If you want to know about my work history, I'll tell you. I am that kind of person. I believe in transparency, and I believe in honesty. So that's how I live. And I don't have time for people's bullshit. I don't have time for people manipulating others, and I definitely don't have time for scuzzy business practices that I guess save your ass, because in a way, I guess maybe he was thinking, well, if Rabbit and Andrew don't want this unit, I can at least get it rented to somebody else. And that's not the problem. I would have been totally okay if he had just fucking said, you know, I really want to rent this upper unit. I liked you and another couple equally, so I'm going to have you and them come out. But when he talked to us over the phone, he had said it such that we had it if we wanted it. All we had to do was just meet him, look at it, and then sign the lease on the spot. And I guess in a way that was true, because he had the lease ready, and he was ready for the security deposit, but he just withheld a little bit of information, and sometimes I think that's as dirty as lying. I don't know, although some people act like, you know, withholding the truth is not the same as manipulating it. And, you know, if you're not telling the full truth, in a sense, it's for a reason, and you're kind of lying. So anyway, the point of all that is, I was very straightforward and frank that I did not appreciate his cryptic bullshit. And Andrew, of course, was kind of like, oh my God, don't say all this. You're going to upset him. But I was like, no, fuck this dude. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? And of course, I was very polite and I was courteous. I don't believe in building barriers. There's a saying that my grandma used to say, and this may just be a fucking like immigrant mindset or a poor island mindset, but she always would say in her own way, I guess roughly put into American English, you should focus on building bridges, not barriers. That doesn't sound very good, does it? But anyway, the whole point of it, and the way that she said it, was always very meaningful to me because I found it to be so true. And oh my God, this guy is doing this bullshit. Seriously, if we can get a flip, oh God damn it, I don't want to get cornered because he can actually do quite a bit of damage. But if we can get a flip when he's, come on Opera, come on girl, if we can get one flip when he's in the clear, we'll be okay. But I don't know if we're gonna, God damn it. Let me stand at the side and see if we can get something here. Please! Oh, we're getting the flips afterwards. And yeah, as you can see, Healing Star is almost at 5,000. And we're not even on level 4 of the Cave of Trials. So, again, you guys, not a big deal. Take your time with leveling it up. You will get it maxed out way before we're even near being finished with the area. It's honestly overkill. Oh, come on! To have it maxed before you enter, especially if you're playing on the normal mode of the game. If you're in Galaxy mode or a Universe mode, you know, the argument's valid, but otherwise, it's just hype. It's not necessary at all. We have been doing just fine. We haven't had any issues going through, and as you can see, the heals are pretty good right now. Oh, I can't believe I didn't peep him. Yeah, so this is one of those fights I was telling you about that's arguably bullshit. God damn it! I'm going to save my heals and actually use or my mana rather, and actually use one of the blueberries that I have. Because I don't see myself using them much. Oh, Opera, please! Alright, let me use Healing Star. God damn it, we were so close to getting him. If I can just get the flip, then we'll be good to go. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. How some of the fights are... Oh, come on, Opera. Come on, girl. You can do it. Oh, we're getting all the flips after he turns around. I may have to try to manually run. Oh, come on. No, you flipped the wrong way, Opera. You guys. I guess I could pause it and do this myself, but I'm hoping... Alright, I'll give this one more minute because we're already at roughly 30 minutes. Oh, he's gone. You're dead. You're done, motherfucker. Okay. Shouldn't get that excited, but holy shit, how obnoxious. And we're gonna probably have to use a blackberry because we did not regen very much mana at all there, and we're gonna need it for a couple of these other fights.
I will win.
But, you know, it's not the end of the world. We will be A-okay. Oh, God, please. Alright, well, it's our first... Oh, my God, you didn't see that, you guys? This will be our first one. I just don't want to take unnecessary damage from some of these guys. And I would hate to fucking die. Come on. We got this. Well, maybe I can get him this way. Might be better. Alright, there we go. Sometimes I'm wary because I don't remember what status effects all the opponents have, you know, assuming that they have one. But sometimes you'll get turned to stone or you'll get petrified.
I will
like
win.
These birds, for example, some of them will fuck your shit up. I don't remember what color does what, but I don't want to take any fucking chances, you know what I mean? Like, it's so horrible. Oh, Jesus. And he's not taking any damage. Well, we'll do what we can. And Opera's not the best person for this. Oh, but if you get him peeped, then it's over. Alright, I don't know how I got onto that whole spiel about the guy that we were talking to for the other property. But I guess to end that story, holy shit. I basically gave him a piece of my mind very politely, and I informed him that, you know, I like the apartment and I'm interested. But I did not like the way he handled things. And I honestly don't feel like there's anything left for myself or my husband to sell to him. If he likes us, then, you know, we would be happy to have the unit. If he likes this other couple more, then he should give it to them. And I actually said this in a way that I am not competing on a game show, so I am not interested in trying to compete actively with another couple to win his approval. If he likes us more, give it to us. If you like them more, give it to them. You've already received all the information you needed about us for the lower unit, so I think you have enough information at your disposal to make an informed decision one way or another. And I don't know, it's kind of uncomfortable. The other couple didn't really say anything. And the girl who got the downstairs unit was actually up there as well. It was weird, you guys. Like, it doesn't sound that bad, I guess, with me saying it here. But it was a fucking uncomfortable, bizarre situation for him to put everyone in. So no one really said anything, and he was like, oh, well, I greatly appreciate your thoughts. So I'll let you know by this afternoon. And obviously, we did not await his call. He did call me, but I didn't answer, and then he sent me a text message saying he decided to go with the other couple, and Andrew was a little mad at me for being so abrasive and straightforward, but whatever. Anyway, we got a much better place that I'm happier with. I love the landlord. I love that we have a bigger yard than the other one. It's a little bit more private and more serene, and we can garden. It's just a better situation, and it's the same price, so I'm happy getting more for the same. Anyway, the announcer is concluding all of this by saying we're now down to the last match, match number 50. I guess he's not really concluding, since we have one more after this, and he'll have more shit to say. But you know what I mean. He's wrapping all of our fights up so far. I don't want to take any bullshit from... Oh my god. Okay, this could be bad. I'm gonna stand... Fuck! Get out of the way, Opera! Oh my god, this could be terrible. I'm going to actually use... Maybe I want to use... Let me use the sweet syrup here. Get away, get away! If I die, I'm going to flip... No! Oh god, no! Well, there's that. Level 50, and I get raffle stomped. Well, like I said, you guys, I am just, because we're already 35 minutes in, I'm just going to pause the camera and bring you back after I've gone through this by myself and tackled this raggedy motherfucker. Oh my god. That is so fucking frustrating. Be right back. Oh my god. I swear I've spent most of this fight running from this asshole. He has way too much HP. I used the attack file, though. Shit. And the kamikaze bullshit. Did he stop again? Bruh. Okay, I need to heal up. Let's see. I should still have... Let's just use this. And pray he dies. I feel like I've been in this fight forever, you guys. You have no fucking idea. Go fuck yourself. God damn it! I gotta wait for him to be done with his bullshit. It's the only way. Is he done? God damn it. I swear he psychs you out. He'll stop, and then, yeah, like this. Fuck! Oh, the plays! Big plays from a big player! Ah! Oh my god. Okay, here we go. I need to use sweet syrup. Let's fuck him up. I need to use another item, I think. Shit! God damn it! Would you die? Ah! Okay, no. Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, this is not the most fun we could have. But, God, stop! Are you done? Guys, I swear, I do not remember this last fight being such an enormous, astronomical, gargantuan pain in the fucking pussy. Like, what the fuck is this? Okay. He'll eventually stop. He always does, to cast his meteor swarm bullshit. At some point, he's gonna get sick of this. And he's just gonna let me murder him. Like right now. Oh. Fun times are not being had. That's all I can say. Oh, he stopped still. God damn it! No! Oh, please, God. Have mercy on me! Don't make me do this over again! Oh, he stopped. Oh. Okay, I have to heal. I have to heal at least twice. Oh! Yes! Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Praise the Lord! Praise the Lord! Oh, yeah! Get fucked! Monster, suck my fucking dick! Yeah! Oh my god. Okay, you guys have no idea. That sucked so hard! Oh, man. Okay, so the announcer says, they did it! They really did it! Victory at last! Please, everyone, let's not begrudge our glorious warrior a round of applause. And some tequila is probably what Opera could really use right now. Anyway, he continues, and now the presentation of gifts to the winner. Oh, yes, guys, please applaud. And we got it, the fucking fortune, which is hardly worth it when you consider all of the bullshit we went through. But part of it is my fault because I did opt to come here so fucking early. And I guess to go ahead and recap between the 2 points where I had left off with you guys and then kind of worked my way back through the competition up to the final match again. When I had lost, I had reached, I think it was level 111, and Opera had 790 skill points. So I went ahead and put I think I put almost all of them, if I remember correctly, into the combat skills. I know I maxed Spirit Force, which basically increases your defenses. I'll show you here in a second. I also maxed out Piety, which is not a combat skill, but it does give just a generic boost to your skills in general. I also put a few into Body Control, which helps prevent fainting. You saw that saved my ass. It lets you live with just 1 HP. Very crucial when dealing with that asshat. And then I think I put a point or 2 into Parry. That's all I can remember doing, but I know for sure I maxed Spirit Force and Piety for her. I mean, I had a fuck ton of skill points. So anyway, this music has to stop. Anyway, and now let's give them a final round of applause. So I'll go ahead and show you what level we're at right now. Like I just said, I was about 111 after I'd finished it the first time. So even though we lost and I had to go back through, and I shouldn't say we, I did it off camera just to spare you guys, it's not a complete waste of time when you think about the fact that that's a great way of getting a lot of solo XP. So I would suggest coming back and trying to go through that. I guess if you wanted to, you could try to practice, but I don't know how far you're going to get trying to practice going through that. But the solo XP is great for singular leveling, so it's something to keep in mind, and I really didn't mind going back through it a second time too much, because all we needed was that extra couple of levels, and we were able to take him out. Still a fucking arduous task, but it was not impossible, as you saw. So, anyway, Leon says, terrific, you're so strong, and Noelle chimes in, hey, I'm impressed. I'm impressed too, Noelle. So, Opera is now at level 120. I mean, we got 2 whole levels from fighting that asshole at the very end. So that is great, and we're pretty close to hitting 121. I might go ahead off camera and take Claude through that maybe one time just to get him some extra levels as well, or I may not. We'll just see how I feel. But, oh my god, 999 skill points. So we have way more than we need. Like I was saying, I did max out Spirit Force here. I maxed out Piety, just so you can see the descriptions, and I only put a couple into Body Control and Parry. So what I'm actually going to do is just see what I can max out. We'll go in order here. Although now it's not really as big of a deal, right? Because I went through the hard part, and now that's all that's really left is just a couple last little things. So it's okay, you know, if you get the 999 skill points. Like, there are going to be way more skill points than we could ever fucking use to max everything out. I mean, look, we're already almost done, and we're only level 120, and the skill cap or the level cap is well over 200, so don't worry about a thing. You are going to have plenty of skill points to get everything. So anyway, just so that this doesn't become a ridiculously long video, let's just go in and part ways here. When we come back together in our next video, we will be back outside of the Cave of Trials. And as I noted at the start of this very long video, I will kind of cover a few of the things that I blacksmithed with the magical rasp. Again, just reminding you, I grabbed it from the secret store / the fake gallery that is hidden on one of those little frozen islands that's near Giveaway at the northern part of Energy Need. So that's all for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this very long showcase of how to do the survival battle at the battle arena here in Fun City. I hope you are thrilled about us getting the fortune, which I guess I should show you. Oh yeah, I still have Santa's boots equipped here. So let me end this off by letting you see the item we just got, a mysterious armband that brings the blessings of the goddess of luck to the user. Not the best thing, but whatevs. There we go. And just so that you can compare it quickly to the, where's the mischief? To the mischief. Here's what this bad boy looked like. And then we had the trickster. There it is. Alright guys, so that's it. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Rabbit, and I will see you on our next episode of Let's Play Star Ocean: The Second Story. Take care until then, everybody.